Hey everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Indian contract. No need to learn the what? This year name or etc. You only need to learn the terms that we will use in the particular act. Okay, so now let's start with the first word that is on the screen, that is proposal. What is proposal? As you know that in the contract, yeah, right now the contract will be start from the word offer, right? If one person is offering, suppose if Nisha ma'am is offering that I want to purchase this CAIIB new selection batch, so Nisha ma'am is offering and Adda is accepting. So offer in the second term we will call it proposal. So offer in the next term, we will call it the proposal. So offer is equal to proposal. So what is offer? When one person signify to another, it means in the offer there must be two persons. Suppose X and Y is two persons. So one person signify to another his willingness to do and to abstain from doing. To do means positive act and abstain means not. Suppose I'm just giving you the example of to do, right? So example of to do, just like the example of CAIIB selection batch, you want to purchase it. So that is a positive act. And what is abstain? Abstain means I will I will not sell my black car, but I will sell my blue car. So not sell my black car, that is a negative term. So abstain means in legal term not to do. What is abstain? That is not to do. So this is the simple concept of the term abstain. So what is written? When one person signify to another his willingness to do and abstain from doing anything with a view to obtaining assent. What is assent? Assent means the when opposite party reply. So X want a reply from Y. So Y will give assent to that such act and abstain, that is called proposal. So this is the legal term. But you know the definition of proposal now, that what is offer. If Nikita ma'am is offering, I just want to sell my this pencil. So that my language is simple, and in the paid class also I have just used that language, but this is the legal language. This is the definition of proposal that is written in the your BRBL Act. BRBL Act means where all the sections are written in the systematic way. So this is the exact definition of the term, that is proposal. That's it. So I think this definition is clear to all of you, that what is exact the proposal, isn't it? So I think no doubt in the term proposal. Okay, so in the simple language you can say when one person offer to another, that is called proposal. That's it. Okay guys, this is called proposal. Okay, so this is your particular word. Okay, proposal. That's it. So I think now this is clear to all of you that what is proposal. Okay, so you can just relate this language. That's why I always used to use a very simple language. Okay, so this is the simple language that is I used in the paid class. Okay, so I think this definition is clear to all of you. Next, after offer, the opposite party will accept it, right? Now, so in the B section, and no need to learn the section guys, no need to learn the section. In B, promise is written, accepted is written. So what is accepted? When the person to whom proposal is made, when the person to whom proposal is made signify his assent. Assent means opposite party will say, yes, I want to purchase your car. This is called when the proposal is given assent by the another person, that is called accepted. And what is promise? The promise is basically when proposal when proposal is accepted, that equal to promise. When proposal is accepted, guys, that is equal to promise. So this is the simple term of this one. That is clear? Yes, guys. Proposal plus acceptance is equal to promise. I think 3 terms we have done. Proposal, acceptance, and that is the promise. Right? So in the, if you just remember the formula of contract, so offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Promise in legal term we will call it promise. In legal term we just called it what? Promise agreement. In agreement, when the law will enforce, that is equal to what? Contract. So this is the formula that we have discussed in the Indian Contract Act. Is that okay? Right? Now, next one. What is promisor? That is so simple. Nikita ma'am is offering to sell her car. So the person making the proposal is called promisor. The person accepting the proposal is called promisee. See. So Nikita ma'am is the promisor and the opposite party is called promisee. Done? Okay. So this is promisor and promisee. So very important terms are there. Done, guys? Now. Oh my God. What is this? This is consideration. And see the definition that is written in your act. This is the definition of consideration. When at the desire of the promise. First of all, see the definition, because what I have teach you, what is consideration? Consideration means what I have teach you, something for something. Something for something, that is called what? Consideration, right now. So consideration here means when at the desire of the promisor, promisee, or any other person has done and abstained. What is this? This is past consideration. Does and abstain. This is present. Okay. Does or abstain from doing and promises to do and abstain from doing. That is future. So consideration means in simple language something for something. If you purchase the batch is your consideration, and for Adda you have given the money. Money is the consideration for that one. So this is what consideration, that in contract each party required something for something. I will not give you anything in a free of cost. You have to pay me something for that one. You have to pay me something. So consideration is basically that is something for something. That's it. Is that okay? Something for something, that is called consideration. Okay. X want to sell car to Y person. So X is sending car to Y person and Y is giving money for that. So this car and this money is the consideration in this contract. Is that okay? So this is the exact definition of this one. Next, what is agreement? So guys, agreement is nothing. Just see the formula. Offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Promise in legal term is called agreement plus law enforceability. So this is agreement. So this is the exact definition of the term agreement, that when offer is accepted, that is called agreement. But this agreement, what is? Every promise, what is written in the legal term, every promise and every set of promises. It means one person promise, second person also promise, forming the consideration, and in this promise you must require consideration, that is called agreement. And in the Indian contract, guys, as you know that there are various type of agreement. The first is legal agreement. Okay, this is a legal agreement, and then social agreement and religious agreement, but we only have to study the legal agreement. That's it. So legal agreement is basically what? In which the consideration will be there from the both side. So here every promise and set of promises, that is called this. Because in social agreement, if one person will not fulfill the promise, we cannot file the case. In the religious agreement also, we cannot file the case if one person is not doing the fulfilling the things. Okay, but in the legal agreement, if you will not give me my money na, and I have already given you my car, so in that case I can file a suit. So this is called agreement. So in the Indian Contract Act, we only have to study about the legal agreement, because when the legal agreement will be enforced now, then it will be converted into the term contract. That's it. So I think this definition is clear to all of you right now. Every definition is important, every definitions, right? Now next one. Next one is, what is reciprocal promise? X and Y is there now. X is making promises and Y is also making promise. Y is also making promises. So what is this? The promises which form the consideration or the part of consideration for each other, that is called reciprocal promises. This is called reciprocal promises. Is that okay? Reciprocal promise means the promises from both sides. That is called reciprocal promise. And guys, if you just not understand any legal term now, so please write down in the comment box, because regularly the session will be go on regularly. So please do not forget it. Right? This is called reciprocal promise. Next. What is this? This is void agreement. As you know that void agreement. So there are types of agreement. Void means what? That is null or zero. This is called void. So agreement, what is written? An agreement not enforceable by law is said to be void. An agreement not enforceable by law is said to be void. This is called void agreement. See? Null, void. I'm just giving you the one best example. Suppose if any minor is there. If any minor is there and that minor, okay, if make any contract. So first of all, the minor cannot make an agreement. If minor is doing an agreement, that agreement will, from the initial stage, that will be the void ab initio. So minor is the best example. Suppose an unsound mind is making any agreement. So that agreement is void ab initio. So that is the best example to understand. Is that okay? Done, guys? So this is your particular void agreement. Done? Next, what is contract? So I think this is the best example. An agreement enforceable by law. That is simply written. That is called what? Contract. So what I have told you, offer plus acceptance. Now I will not write the term promise, that is equal to agreement. So this agreement is just like this agreement. So agreement, so understand, this is offer plus acceptance. When enforceable by law is equal to contract. So this is the best example to understand the definition of the term contract. Right, guys? Now, what is voidable contract? Voidable contract. C class. X and Y is there. X is doing fraud with Y. X is saying that I have 2 bungalow, but actually X has only 1 bungalow. And X give a bungalow that's not belong to the Y person. So in that case, what will happen? X is doing fraud. So if X person is doing fraud, it means suppose Y by mistakenly sign the contract. He have given the 50 lakh rupees for that bungalow. But now when Y get to know that this is not the bungalow of X, so in that case, what will happen? Y have a right only to breach the contract. Y have a right to breach the contract because the fraud is done by X person. So Y is doing fraud. So Y X is doing fraud. X will not breach the contract, violate the contract, but Y will do. Because Y, because X have done fraud, that's why Y now just want to breach the contract. He will apply to the court, file the case to the court, and the court will now order X person to pay some compensation to the Y person and give 50 lakh rupees back to the Y person. So the contract in which only one party have right to breach the contract, this is called voidable contract. A very simple definition. So if any contract is done by fraud, if any contract is done by coercion, if any contract is done by undue influence, if any contract is done by misrepresentation, so in all the 4 cases, the contract will be breached by only one party. That's it. And this is the last definition, guys. What is void contract? Right now we have done with the void agreement. So agreement always come before contract. So we know that void agreement is always void ab initio, the contract done by minor and this one unsound person, etc. But void contract means agreement is done, but it will be breach. A best example I'm giving you. I have just demand 100 kg of potato from a shopkeeper. When shopkeeper was sending that potato, and I have already given the advance for that potato. When the shopkeeper was sending that potato through the truck now, earthquake come and the truck just fell into the river. Now this 100 kg of potato sunk in the river. So now this contract is possible. The contract is possible. The answer is no. So the void contract is basically that in initial stage it is valid, but later on it is what? It is valid and later on this is void. This is called voidable contract.
If you really want to crack this exam, especially of BRBL subject in a single and a first attempt now, so please follow. From today also, if you follow my rules now, you will definitely crack your exam. The first is, please focus on paid batch content. Focus on paid batch content. This is very important. Do not forget to revise this content because 90% students do not revise the content. So there is a no use if you do not revise the content. Third one is, after that, whatever questions I am giving you in the live session, please do that question. Please do that question. Mock paper is available, so kindly do the mock paper. After that, do not skip your YT session. So if you follow these things now, definitely you will crack your exam. So that's why, guys, this module, why I always start any paid batch or in the YT session also from the module D, because module D and module C, that is a very important from the examination point of view. So now see, module D, Indian Partnership Act. Before starting this act, I would like to say you that Indian contract that was of 1872, 2 act has been removed from this act. Indian Partnership Act and your SOGA Act 1930. So these 2 acts removed from the Indian Contract Act. Why? Because the cases of partnership, the cases of sales of good acts, so many things are, coming in front of the court. So that's why they have just removed these 2 acts from the Indian Contract Act. Okay. Now, in Indian Partnership Act, what exactly this is? What is act of a firm? Act of a firm. Now see, before starting this concept, suppose partner 1, partner 2, partner 3. 3 partners are there in the partnership firm, right? 3 partners are there in the partnership firm. So what, suppose if P2 is doing business with this company. So if P2 is doing business, so as we know that the concept of agency applied in the partnership firm. If any wrongful act is done by P2, every partner is liable. If any profit is done by P2, the profit is distributed among the partners. So this is the crux of your partnership firm. So partners basically do what? Business in the partnership firm. Okay, they just do the business. So this is the complete P1, P2 and P3 partners. Okay, so what is act of the firm? And always remember, if these are the partners, so the partners have to do business in the name of partnership firm. In the name of partnership firm. So this is very important. So what is act of the firm? Act of the firm means any act, omission. What is act? To do. Omission, not to do. By all the partners or by any other partner, agent of the firm, which give rise to the right enforceable by and against the firm. So act of the firm means if the partners are doing business in the name of partnership firm, it is called act of the firm in a simple language. Okay, in a simple language. Done class, this is called act of the firm. Now, what is business? See class, if anyone, suppose MacD and the Burger King, they both are partners. This is the reality. So there are so many examples that are the partners. Okay, if I just show you the more examples of partner, just a minute. Examples of partnership. You can see this is the examples of partnership. See, let me show you the examples of partnership. See, these are the examples of partners. They are partners. GoPro and Red Bull. It's BMW and Louis Vuitton, Uber and Spotify, Apple and MasterCard. So these are the Nike and Apple. So these are the examples of partnership. Okay. Now, so what is business? In every partnership firm class, they have to do the business. So business include every trade. Okay. It includes every trade, occupation and profession. This is called business. This is called class as a business. See, Is that okay? So business include every trade, occupation and profession. That's it. Done? Now, what is registrar? So before going through the definition of registrar, we know that if we talk about the registration, right? So in registration, it is optional. It is optional for the partnership firm whether to register or not register. If the partnership firm is not registered, so there are various consequences. They cannot demand any loan or just go to the bank, because bank always deal with the registered firm. So there are few negative consequences that is given in section 69 of the Indian partnership, but we do not have to focus on this one. So what is registrar? So registrar include registrar, deputy registrar and assistant registrar. 3 registrar are there. So these things, that's always come in the form of question. These things always come in the form of questions, guys. Okay, so this is a registrar. Now, what is third party? So third party is basically, what is third party? Suppose partnership firm is there and they just do business with that X party. So this X is called third party. So the third party is used in relation to a firm or to the partners therein, means any person who is not a partners in the firm. That's it. So that third party is not the partner. Got it? Third party is not the partner. Now, what is partnership? This is very important definition. The question can be come in the form of that question. In this one, 3 definitions are there. No, 4 definitions. The first is, what is partnership? The first is, guys, what is partnership? Second, what are partners? What is firm? And what is firm name? So there are 4 definitions that we have to study. So what is partnership? So partnership is the relation between person who have agreed to share the profit of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. This is called partnership definition. In this definition, loss is not written, but it doesn't mean for loss the partners are not liable. They are liable. Okay. What is partners? Person who have entered into the partnership with one another, that is called partners. What is firm? The partners collectively, that is called partnership firm. This is very important. The partners collectively, that is called partnership firm. And firm name, the name under which their business is carried, this is called firm name. That's it. Is that okay, class? Done? So this is your partnership definition. That's very important. Now, Sales of Good Act. What exactly the Sales of Good Act means? They basically deal with the movable property. Movable property, seller, and that is the buyer. So this is the exact, the crux of this Sales of Good Act. So now let's start with the first one. What is buyer? Buyer means the person who buy and agree to buy. What is agree to buy? This is your future sale and this is your present sale. That's it. See, this is your present sale. Done. What is delivery? Delivery means voluntary transfer of possession from one person to another. So there is a difference between the possession and your ownership. So what is possession class? Possession means that is called possession, and ownership, you have a absolute right. This is called ownership. C class. This is very important. This is very important. The ownership, possession. So the delivery is actually the voluntary, without any pressure. We are transferring the possession from one person. And if once possession is transferred and the buyer have paid the full price, then ownership will be automatically transferred. That's it. Okay. Now, what is class? Deliverable state. So deliverable state means when they are in such a state that the buyer would under contract be bound to take delivery. This is called deliverable state. The buyer would under the contract be bound to take delivery of them. This is called what? Deliverable state. That is important. That is important, right? What is document of title to goods? Suppose if any paper is there, my property is there. If I just want to sell my property, so I have to show my document to the person, to the buyer. If I will show the title of my document, so he will be assured that yes, Nikita ma'am is the owner of this property. So document of title includes, it means whatever the example now I will give you, so these examples are called as the document of title to goods. So what are the examples that include in this one? See, bill of lading, dock warrant. Suppose if my goods are in the sea, so through sea, if import and export is there, so I have to make this document. Warehouse keeper certificate, wharfinger certificate, railway receipt, multi-modal transport documents, warrant, order for delivery of goods, or any other document used in the ordinary course of business as a proof of possession and control of goods, and authorizing and purporting to authorize either by endorsement. Endorsement means by signing the documents, or by delivery the possessor of document to transfer or receive the goods. So guys, this is what the documents of title to goods. This is very important. Whatever example that I have given you, every example is important. Okay, so you have to suppose in this is important one. Why this is important? Because suppose if any question come that what includes document of title, so this question can become in the form of question. So you have to at least learn all these things. Done? Now, what is future goods? The goods to be manufactured or produced or acquired by the seller after making of the contract of sale. Future goods. One is present, second is future goods. That's it. Okay. Now, what is goods? This is important. Goods means any movable property. What is movable property? The property which can be moved from one place to another place. So movable property, okay, includes stock, share, this is also movable, growing crops movable, grass movable, things attached to and forming the part of land. It means suppose tree. The best example of this one is tree. Tree, as we know that is immovable property because this is attached. But when it is severed means when it is cut, it becomes the movable property. So whatever I have highlighted from the yellow, this is your what? Movable. And what not include? Actionable claim and money. What is money? The currency which is going on, 2000 note, 500 note, that is called money. Money will not come under goods. The old currency, please class, note it down. The old currency include immovable, but the currency which is going on not include. And what is actionable claim? Actionable claim is basically the claim that is for the unsecured debt. This is called actionable claim. So I think the definition is clear. See, next, what is insolvent? What is insolvent? So insolvent means basically, see, insolvent means the person who has ceased to pay his debt in the ordinary course of business. That is called insolvent. If the court declare that person insolvent, that is called bankruptcy. So this is the difference between bankruptcy and insolvent. What is mercantile agent? The mercantile agent is the agent whose work is to sell the goods, buy the goods for the seller. So this is the exact definition of the term agent. Okay class, so this is all for, okay, price. Money consideration, because in the sale, seller is giving goods, buyer is giving price. The price should be in the form of money only. What is property? General property in goods. What is quality of goods? It includes their states and condition. Quality. We always want a good quality of goods. Seller who sell and agree to sell, present, future. Specific goods, the goods which is identified. It means out of the 50 type memorandum of association, what is article of association, directors, member, winding up, etc. So these are the syllabus of your Company Act. Okay, now let's start with the definition portion of the Company Act. Okay, one by one we will study. What is this? What is abridged prospectus? What is abridged? So guys, what is prospectus? Prospectus is basically, you can say that, the brochure of any company. That is called prospectus. And what is abridged prospectus? Abridged means in which the guidelines are given by the CAIIB. A very important. What is this? The guidelines are given by the CAIIB. This is called abridged prospectus. A very important. Done. What is appellate tribunal? If any dispute of the company, always come NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. So in National Company Law Tribunal, if we are not satisfied with the decision of this, we can go to the NCLAT, that is National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. So this is your appellate tribunal. Got it? Now, next, what is article? We know that in company there are two important documents. What are the two important documents? Memorandum of Association and Article of Association, right? So what is Article of Association? That is basically which talks about the internal which talks about the internals, rules and regulations of company. This is called Article of Association. What is this? Basically, which talks about the internals, rules and regulations of the company. This is called Article of Association. Done? What is associate company? Associate company means, suppose X company is there. And I'm also going to highlight the things so that you can easily understand. Abridged prospectus is important. Appellant tribunal is important. This is important. This is important. And what is associate company? Suppose X company is Mahindra. X company is Mahindra. And there is a Y company. Y company is Tech Mahindra. Y company is, guys, Tech Mahindra. Right now? So, X company have taken the share of Y at least up to 49%, not more than 49%. Whether X company will take 20%, 30%, 40%, but not more than 49%. If that shares come under this company, so Tech Mahindra is called as the associate company. This is very important. Tech Mahindra is called class as a associate company. Right? Now, what is authorized capital? Authorized capital means that is the maximum amount of share capital of a company. What is this? Maximum amount of share capital. Suppose 500 share company have given, and whatever the amount that is coming by selling the 500 share, this is called authorized capital. Okay? Banking company, which is defined under the Banking Regulation Act. That is so simple. Banking company. Okay? What is board of directors? That is the collective body of directors of a company. This is called board of director. See? This is board of director. Done? What is books of account? As we know that every company have to maintain the books of account so that it can be used as an evidence if any matter will come in front of the court. So books of account include all sums money received and expended by the company, sale and purchase of goods and services, assets and liabilities of the company, item of cost as may be prescribed under this. This is called the books of account. So that can be come in the form of question. What is branch office? Suppose a company is there. Its branches are opening in the various place. That is called branch office. Called up capital. Called up capital means suppose the share has been distributed but the money is not came. So whatever the money that we are calling, that is called the called up capital. Called for the payment. That is called for the payment. That's it. This is important. Done, guys? So this is called up capital. What is charge? Charge is basically, you can see, interest or lien that is created on the property and assets of a company or any of its undertaking, both as security and includes the mortgage. It means suppose charge is basically suppose the lender and the creditor. The lender and the creditor give money to the borrower. So whatever the security that is taken by creditor and the lender, the interest and lien is created on it. This is called charge. This is called class charge. What is charter account? Charter account, as you know, that is the basically a particular post. Chartered account. That is the exact definition is given under the Chartered Accountant, okay, Act 1949. Okay, now the types of companies there. In the types of company, as you can see that company limited by guarantee and company limited by share. So we have already done the types of company. So the company which is limited by guarantee, it means suppose if any company is going to be wind up, okay, if any company is going to be wind up, so in that case what will happen? In that case, that guarantee, suppose X person have given the guarantee of 50 lakh rupees, so only 50 lakh rupees that person is liable. What is company limited by shares? The company limited by shares, whatever the shares that is there, okay, whatever the shares that is there, only that much of whatever, suppose 50 shares he have taken, so the liability will be only imposed of 50 shares. See, this is called company limited by shares. Done. Next, company liquidator. The company liquidator is basically that is appointed by tribunals and appointed by company and creditor, if suppose if it is a case of voluntary wind up. If it is a case of voluntary wind up, then the company and the creditor will appoint the liquidator. What is company secretary? Again guys, under the Company Secretary Act, this is the post that work in the company. Just like charter accountant, CS is also a post that is in the company. What is court? Court is basically High Court, District Court, Court of Session, Special Court and Metropolitan Magistrate or Judicial Magistrate of first class. So this is the exact meaning of the term court. C class. This is the exact meaning of the term court. Important one. Okay, this is the important. Next, what is debenture? Guys, debenture is a kind of security that company will give as a security and take loan from the bank and financial institution. So that is called debenture. It includes debenture stock. It includes debenture stocks, bonds, any other instrument of a company evidencing a debt. This is called debenture. Okay, what is deposit? Any receipt of money by the way of deposit or loan in any other forum by the company. Okay, directors, that is appointed to the board of a company. Dividends, any interim dividend. So dividend is the profit. What is dividend? That is the profit. What is document? That is also important. Document is basically summon is the call letter, notice, requisition, order, declaration, register, whether issued, sent. That is the documents. That is the document, guys. Done. This is the document. Next, financial statement. That is important. Financial statement includes balance sheet, profit and loss account, cash flow statement, the statement of changes in equity, any explanatory note. That is called the financial statement. And one thing you have to note down that, see, if we talk about the one-person company, and if we talk about the small company and the dormant company, dormant means sleeping company that is not actively participate in the business, these things, everything will be included, but may not include the cash flow statement. See, may not include the cash flow statement. What is financial year? That is ending on 31st day of March every year, and that is after the first day of January of a year. So from 1st January up to 31st of March of preceding year, that is called financial year. There is a one more calendar year starting from 1st January ending on 31st of December. Right? What is foreign company? The company which is established outside India. That is called foreign company. Government company, the company not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by central government. That is called government company. Holding company, the holding company means, suppose Tata company is there and Titan is there. So Tata company have a shares up to more than 50% of Titan company. So Tata company is holding and Titan is the subsidiary company. So this is the basic difference between Tata and this one. Okay. The next one is class key managerial personnel. What is key managerial personnel? As you can see that here, the chief executive officer, the managing director, the company secretary, the whole-time director, chief financial officer, and such other officer. That's include this one. Member, the person who subscribe in writing, and every person holding share of a company. These persons are called share of the company, member of the company. These persons are called member of the company. Okay. What is memorandum? Memorandum is basically that's contain the 6 important clause: name clause, object clause, liability clause, association clause. Then 2 more clauses are there. So in the memorandum, if every company is going to be established, so every company have to fill the memorandum of association. Okay. What is official liquidator? That is appointed under subsection 1 of section 359. One person company in which only one person as a member. What is private company? Private company, as you can see, in which there is a minimum paid up capital 0. There is a restriction on the right to transfer the share. Okay. And limits the member because the maximum is 200 in the private limited company. Maximum 200. That's it. What are promoters? Promoters whose name is written in prospectus, control over the affair of the company, okay, and who shall apply a person who is acting in a professional capacity. This is called promoter. What is prospectus? Prospectus is basically what? The brochure of a company in which the, a future planning of a company is mentioned so that any third party can invest in that company. That is called prospectus. What is public company, which is not a private company? Minimum paid up share capital 0. Okay. In public company, minimum members 7 and the maximum unlimited. Register of company means register of company maintained by the registrar on paper or an electronic mode. Register, the person who registered the company, and we know that for every company registration is must require. What is share? Share in the share market of a company includes stocks. Small company whose paid up capital is not exceed 50 lakh shall not more than 5 crore rupees. Turnover does not exceed 2 crore rupees and not more than 20 crore rupees. This is your turnover. What is tribunal? National company or tribunal where the disputes of the company is held by the tribunal. The tribunal is the quasi-judicial body, not just like the court. Turnover, the aggregate value of the realization of the amount made from the sale. Unlimited company, company not having any limit on the liability of the members. So today we are going to finish the definition terms of the Transfer of Property Act. But before starting the definition act, so what we have read in the TP Act, and suppose if you have not attended any paid class, so there are few things that you have to remember while covering the definition portion of this act. Okay, so exactly what we have to study in this act. The first one is first is mortgage, right? The second one is your sale of immovable property. These are the topic that we have to cover in the TP Act. Okay, the third one is your lease, and the fourth one is your actionable claim. Actionable claim. Okay, in the mortgage we also have to focus on the types of mortgage. So those candidates who have not taken any paid batch, okay, so your new paid batch is already started from the 4th of September, in which my subject is going to be start from 22nd of September. So if you want to join this, you have to use the code that is PREP 77 for the maximum discount. Okay, so in this act class you have to study these four concepts: what is mortgage, what is sales of immovable property, what is lease, and what is actionable claim. So these are the only 4 points that you have to study in the Transfer of Property Act. So as we know that class, the Sales of Goods Act, right? The Sales of Good Act basically deal with the movable property. Right now, deal with the movable property, and this TP Act deal with the immovable property. So this is very important to understand. Right now, let's start with the definition terms. Number one, what is immovable property? Immovable property that does not include the standing timber, growing crops, and grass. So in one way, if we say what is immovable property, so this is basically the property which we cannot, okay, which we cannot transfer by hand by one place to another place. By one place to another place. This is your immovable property. So you can say does not include standing timber. What is standing timber? Suppose a tree is there. If we cut the tree, so the branches, that is known as the timber. So standing timber is a movable property. Growing crops and the grass is the movable property till it is not severed from the earth. Is that okay? So this is the definition of immovable property. That's it. And what is movable property? The property which we can transfer from one place to another, that is called movable property, which we can see, which we can touch. Immovable also, just like land, your house. So these are the example of land, house, example of immovable property. Okay, so I think this definition is clear to all of you. What is immovable property? Now, what is instrument? Instrument means non-testamentary instrument. What exactly this? First of all, instrument is basically the document. What is instrument? That is the document. Is that okay? Done? There's the one word, testamentary. What is testamentary? Testamentary means transfer of property through the will. And when will be executed? When the person will be dead, after deed, when the document will be executed, this is called testamentary. This is called testamentary. And non-testamentary, the basic example of non-testamentary is called, see, example, sale deed, right? Gift deed, sale deed, gift deed, mortgage deed, etc. So this is the example of the term non-testamentary. Is that clear, class? Okay. So just try to understand each word in a very clear manner so that you cannot forget in the future. Okay. Next one. What is attested? You know, when any document is there, suppose if Nikita ma'am is transferring the property to the, Nikita ma'am is transferring the property to the, suppose, Shala ma'am. Right, Shala ma'am? In that case, what will happen? This document will be attested by at least 2 witnesses or more. So what is the requirement of 2 witnesses? So these witnesses are basically the evidence. Okay, these witnesses are basically the evidence which they can say that yes, Nikita ma'am have transferred the property to the Shala ma'am. And if immovable property we are transferring, that cannot be done in a verbally manner. It should be done in the written format. So this is called attested in a simple language. Now, what is written in this one? In relation to the instrument means shall be deemed always to have meant attested by 2 or more witnesses. This line is important. Guys, this line is important. 2 or more witnesses, not only 2, but at least 2 witnesses, or it can be more witnesses. Okay, each of whom has been executed sign, they have to sign, affix his mark. Suppose that person is not able to sign, he can just thumb it in the paper, or seen some other person sign the instrument in the presence and by direction of the executant. They have to sign in the presence and direction of the executant, or has received from the executant a personal acknowledgement. Okay, personal acknowledgement of his signature and mark, or the signature of such other person. So this is your what? Attested. So no need to learn everything. So what is the main crux of this attestment is at least 2 or more witnesses are required for this thing. That's it, class. Okay, so this is your complete sentence, that is attestment. Is that okay? Done, guys? Okay, now the next one. What is registered? Register means register in, what is this? Register means register in part of the territories to which this act extend under the law for time being in the force regulation of the registration of document. It means every document, whether it is sale deed, mortgage deed, it have to be registered. This is important. It have to be registered. That's it. This is the main crux of register. Done. What is attached to the earth? Attached to the earth means the things which is rooted in the earth, which is embedded in the earth, which is attached to what is so embedded for the permanent beneficiary enjoyment. So this is the 3 things. So just like attached to the earth is basically just like tree, land, it's a pole. So there are so many examples that is attached to the earth. This is called attached to the earth. See, these are very, very much important contents. Very much important contents. Done? Okay, next. What is actionable claim? This topic we have to study in the concept also. Okay, so what exactly the actionable claim is? So guys, actionable claim, in which I can easily say the claim. This is the claim for unsecured debt. Now see what is written here. Actionable claim means a claim to the any debt other than debt secured. What is debt secured? If the borrower have given any property, movable or immovable, as a security, so that creditor and lender is known as the secured creditor and lender. But actionable claim always claim for the unsecured debt. See? So what is written in the theme? That a claim to any debt other than debt secured by mortgage of immovable property or by hypothecation, pledge of movable property, or any beneficial interest in the movable property not in possession. It means we cannot claim actionable claim in this example. See? Okay. So this is your actionable claim. So this topic is important, so you can easily understand, just like your education loan, your personal loan. In these types of loan, we cannot, you can say these are not the secured loan. These are the unsecured loan. So in the unsecured loan, if any person is claiming, that is called actionable claim. Okay. So this is your important topic. Now, what is sale? That is very important. Suppose this is my property. This is a land, right? If Nikita ma'am, Nikita ma'am sell that land to Vinitha ma'am. So what will happen in that case, guys? See, in that case, Nikita ma'am is actually transferring the ownership to the Vinitha ma'am, and for that Vinitha ma'am is giving for that land 1 crore rupees, because the price of the land is 1 crore rupees. So this is called sale, and for that sale it should be in the written form, it should be attested, it should be registered. So these are the important things that we have to do while sell any immovable property. So see what is written here. Sale is the transfer of ownership in exchange for a price. This is the price. Okay. Price, paid, promise or part paid, and part promise. This is called sale. Yes, guys. Any doubt? Any doubt, class? Hanji class, any doubt in this sale? Okay, so I think that is clear to all of you. Done? Now, what is mortgage? This is your section 58. What is this? This is section 58, which talks about mortgage, mortgager, mortgagee, mortgage money, mortgage deed. Excellent. Okay. So I'm just giving you a very beautiful diagram to understand the term mortgage. Nikita ma'am is there. Nikita ma'am want money from the bank. Bank have given Nikita ma'am 15 lakh rupees, and for that 15 lakh, Nikita ma'am is giving the document of the land, because the land we cannot placed from one place to another. So that's why Nikita ma'am will give the document of the land as a security. So this land I have given to the bank as a security. So guys, in that case, you can see here, Nikita ma'am is called mortgager. Bank is called mortgagee. Okay. Bank is mortgagee, Nikita ma'am is mortgager. This is your mortgage money. Okay. And for this mortgage, we require this is mortgage deed. This contract should be done in the document. Okay. So this is the complete what? This one. Okay. Now, what is mortgage? As you can see, transfer of an interest in specific immovable property for the purpose of securing the payment of money advance or to be advanced by the way of loan, existing or future debt, or the performance of an engagement which may give rise to the pecuniary liability. This is called mortgage. What is mortgager? The transferor is called mortgager. The transferee, that is called mortgagee. Mortgage money, the principal money and the interest which payment is secure for the time being called mortgage money. It means 15 lakh plus whatever the interest that Nikita ma'am have to give. This is called mortgage money. And the mortgage deed, as you can easily see that, the instrument by which the transfer is effected, that is called mortgage deed. So this is the best example to understand. This is the best example to understand the term mortgage. Okay guys, so I think this is clear to all of you. Done? What is lease? That is also very simple example. Lease is basically, suppose this is the flat. Okay, this is the flat. This flat belongs to Nikita ma'am. Nikita ma'am have just give this flat. This is a 4 flat. Okay, number 1, number 2, 3, 4. Nikita ma'am have given this flat to the Suraj sir for the just to stay. So Nikita ma'am is actually given possession. Okay, she actually given possession to Suraj sir, and for that Suraj sir is giving suppose 30,000 as a rent. So this is called class lease. What is the basic difference between lease and license? License is for the particular period, suppose a driving license for the 10 year, 15 year, but basically lease is for the perpetual period. Suppose if we want to purchase the flat, it is not possible to us to give the 4 crore rupees at a time. So we will just give the EMI. So what is this? If we just started to give EMI, it means that particular owner will give the possession, and when we pay the full price, then the Nikita ma'am is the real owner. So this is called class lease. So lease, you can say, lease of immovable property is transfer of right to enjoy. Suraj sir can enjoy my property. Okay, made for the certain period, express or implied, in perpetuity, in consideration of the price paid, promised money or share of crops, etc. Transferor, Nikita ma'am is leaser. Suraj sir is leasee. Premium, the price. This is your 30,000 is premium, or the money share service, whatever, that's the rent. Okay, money share service, other things to be rendered, that is called rent. So this is the exact example of the term lease. What is exchange? Exchange is basically when one person give ownership to the another person, and another person is also giving ownership to this person. It means no transfer of price. No transfer of price from one side. X person is giving something, Y person is giving something. This is called exchange under the TP Act. See, when two person mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for the ownership of another, neither things, both things being money, you cannot exchange the money. No. Okay? This is called exchange. And what is gift? Gift is so simple. If this is the immovable property, Nikita ma'am is transferring. Nikita ma'am is giving this property, this land, as a gift to the X person. So gift means X person will give nothing to Nikita ma'am. It is the voluntary decision that Nikita ma'am have done. So gift is the transfer of certain existing movable or immovable property made voluntarily and without consideration by one person. Nikita ma'am is called donor and X person is called donee. Okay, Nikita ma'am is called donor and X person is called donee. So 15 days left in your September, right? October, 31 days, that is for October, and November, that's 30. So in the November you have 26 days, right? Because after that, from 26th of November, your CAIIB exam is there. So total you have a 72 days left for your exam. 72 days. So in 72 days, just try to follow the step which is given by me. What are the steps that you have to follow? The first thing that you have to do is, please focus on the revision part. Focus on the revision part that we have done in the paid class. This is very important. Second one is, whatever the question that I am giving you in the session, do the questions. That is important, right? Third, mock paper. That is very important. When you will do these things, you will absolutely score a very good marks in the BRBL subject. So this is very important from the examination point of view also, that you have to follow all these steps. And last, what you have to follow is the YouTube session. In the YouTube session also, we have just done the module wise question, right? And we have done what? Module wise question, and then your definition is going on. After that, in October, we will do the summary of the book and its question, and then after we will do the marathon. So these are the things that we have to do in the YouTube session. So right now this definition portion is going on, and from the definition portion, it is definitely at least 10 questions come from the definition portion. So that's why this is very important. Okay guys, so today we are going to do a 2 important act definition. Okay, so first of all, we have to cover, okay, so this is what? LLP, Limited Liability Partnership. So what exactly this is? LLP is basically the combination of some features of company, some features of what? Partnership. Then is equal to LLP. So LLP is nothing. This is company, partnership, this is LLP. Okay, so this, and this. Please check this. Done, guys? Okay, now let's start with the definition terms. The first is appellant tribunal. What is appellant? In which we can appeal. Suppose class NCLT. What is this? National Company Law Tribunal. If any dispute of LLP, first of all, we have to file the case in the NCLT. And suppose we are not satisfied with the decision of NCLT, then we have to file the case in NCLAT. So what is this? This is the appellant tribunal. This is the higher authority than NCLT. Just like DRT is there, we have to file the case to the DRAT. So DRT to DRAT. So this is also what your appellate tribunal. So this is basically lower than this one. If we are not satisfied with this one, we can file the appeal to the appellate tribunal. Is that okay? So under the LLP Act, what is appellant tribunal? National Company Law Appellant Tribunal. NCLAT is the appellant tribunal of your this one. Okay, next. What is financial year? That is so easy. Financial year is basically that's from 1st of April to the 31st of March. That is the financial year. And what is calendar year? Calendar year is also basically that start from 1st of January to 31st of December. This is your what? Calendar year. So please try to understand, try to revise all the concepts. That is important. Okay, now next one. What is foreign limited liability partnership? Foreign. So foreign means that LLP which is registered outside India. That is called foreign LLP. See? Okay, now what is LLP? LLP means the partnership form and registered under the LLP Act 2008. This is the LLP. What is LLP agreement? Just like class, if we talk about the company have a memorandum of association, article of association, that is the important, right? If we talk about the partnership firm, in the partnership firm, partnership agreement, yeah, or you can say the partnership deed. What is this? Partnership deed is important document. Now if we talk about the LLP, so LLP have a LLP agreement. Okay, LLP have a LLP agreement. So what is this? It is the written agreement between the partners of the LLP, and in which what is written? the mutual right and duties of the partners and the right and duties in relation to that LLP. That is given in the agreement. So guys, this is important point. Okay. Now, what is partner? So partner in LLP is basically any person. Okay. What is this? Any person who becomes a partner in the LLP in accordance with the LLP agreement. जो LLP agreement or whatever the name that is written in the LLP agreement, that is called partner. Important one. Okay. What is registrar? What is registrar? So registrar is basically a person appointed by the central government as a registrar. It means registrar include this one, additional registrar, joint registrar, deputy registrar, assistant registrar. So these are the things that's included in the registrar. C. C class. Okay, so this is the answer. Now, module D. So right now, guys, we have just done with the LLP. So just try to understand LLP, what we have read. Separate legal entity, just like company. LLP partners have a, suppose if any act, wrongful act is done by one partner. So for that wrongful act, other partners will be not liable, just like partnership. The partnership, this LLP will be liable. LLP also have a perpetual succession. So all these things we have already done. Okay. So now we are going to start the Information Technology Act. Okay. Now, Information Technology Act 2000. What is this? Information Technology Act basically the cybercrime, and the next e-commerce. The cybercrime and the next is e-commerce, right? So these things deal with the information technology. We know that in the previous days when there was a no mobile, no telephone, no laptop, no computer, we just basically deal with the telegram, etc. to communicate. But right now we all are dependent upon the technology. Technology is no doubt giving us so much benefit, but there are certain drawback also. See? So what are the drawbacks and how to prevent that drawbacks? We are learning the information technology. So in the information technology, the first thing is, what is access? What is this? Access. What is access? See, X person is there. X is using computer. Okay, and that computer is there in what? Suppose X is in India. Okay, now this Y person is there. He is also using computer, and this Y person is in USA. Y person is a very big hacker. So what he have done, Y person just hacked the computer and just theft all the important data that X person kept in his computer. So what is this? The person who is staying in USA, that's access on the computer of India. So this is called access. It means how we can reach. Done, guys. So under this, you can say access is basically what? With its grammatical variation and cognate expression means gaining entry into and instructing and communicating with the logical, arithmetical, memory function resource of a computer, computer system and computer network. So this is the legal language of the term access. Okay, now next, what is appropriate government? Appropriate government, as you can easily see that basically the state government and the central government. This is called appropriate government. The state government which make the law, okay, which make the law of the particular state, and the central government that make the law at the central level. What is written in this one? See, before explaining this point, guys, I would like to say Constitution of India 1950, that is a very important law which is known as the father of law also. So this Constitution of India contain articles, this contain schedule, and this contain what? Articles, schedule, and this contain your parts, right? So in schedule, if we talk about the 7th schedule, because that is written here, in the 7th schedule, because total 12 schedules are there. So in the 7th schedule, central list, state list, and concurrent list. In central list, only central government can make law. In state list, only state government can make law. In concurrent list, only state and center both can make a law. So under appropriate government, you can see that if I just tell you the conclusion, so state government as well as concurrent list, in both the list, the law can be made for the IT Act. Okay, so this subject matter is not only for the central, but it is for the state law also, because it may be possible some state use technology so much, some state not. So that's why. Okay, so this is your appropriate government. Okay, that is appropriate government. Next, what is asymmetric crypto system? Asymmetric crypto system is basically that private key and this is public key. What exactly the key do? Key is basically, you can say, suppose this is the computer, right? In the computer, suppose if I'm saying hi, so this he, that will first of all convert into the, this is the simple language convert into the computer language, this computer language then again convert into simple language, then it will be approach. Suppose he is there. Nikita ma'am is saying he, and this is Arun. Nikita ma'am saying he to the Arun. So what is this? The process of converting the language simple into the computer language. This is the work of the key. So this also come in your exam about the private and public. So private key, you have to remember, that is basically for the private, creating a digital signature, and public key, verify the digital signature. You have to remember this. You have to remember this one. Okay. Now, what is certifying authority? What is certifying authority? It means a person who has been granted a license to issue the certificate. Just like a normal certificate which is signed by the authenticate person. So that document become a legal document. Same thing, suppose if you people are just filling the CAIIB registration form. After this, the the admit card or whatever the document that is come, that will call as the certifying authority will sign, and after that, that will come in your hand. So this is the work of certifying authority. What is digital signature? The signature that you electronically sign, that is called digital. Certificate, same thing. Electronic form, that is online form. This is not a new thing. Okay, and what is private key? We have already done. Private key is used to create digital signature. Public key, that is verify the digital signature. So this is the definitely your CAIIB exam is going to be start. So very few days are left. So it's a humble request to all of you. Please focus on the paid batch. No need to refer any other material. Okay, focus on the paid batch. Revise this. Do not forget to attend the YT session. Mock papers are important. Revision of ebooks are important. And please focus on the YT session, because right now we are doing the definition terms, and today we are going to finish the module D definition terms. So today RTI Act and the Prevention of Corruption Act is left, and rest of all act we have already done from the module D. Okay, so guys, what is Right to Information Act? What is Right to Information Act? That is so simple. We have already done that. What information we can ask from the public authority? What is RTI? That is simply what information we can ask from the public authority. That is called RTI. So RTI is nothing but this is basically the form. RTI is not filing a suit. RTI is basically, if you fill the RTI form, so you are simply asking a question. And for that question, that public authority have to give the reply. So this is the basic thing about right to information. Only it will take 10 rupees. Within 30 days, public authority have to give the information. Okay, within 30 days. And if the question is about life and liberty of the person, so within 48 hours, reply should be come. Okay, so this is the crux of your RTI, right to information. Okay, and today we are going to finish the module D. Right guys, we have already done all the act of module D. Now, what is the first definition term? As you can see that, what is appropriate government? So appropriate government, in a single term I can say central government, state government. Just try to learn the one keyword of each definition term. Either you can just make a notes of definition term so that you do not have to read all the points. You only have to focus on the important. So central government, state government, that is the first one. Next, What is Central Information Commission? So Central Information Commission class, this is the designation. This is the designation class. Central Public Information Officer, what is this? This is also the designation. It also include Central Assistant Public Information Officer. What is Chief Information Commissioner and what is Information Commissioner? It means same class designation, Chief Information Commissioner and Information Commissioner. And I'm just telling you, this Central Information Commission is the second appellant body. This is the second appellant body, that is CIC. Okay, so first of all, we have to complain to the Central Public Information Officer. If we are not satisfied with the decision of this, then we can appeal to the second, and this is the second appellant body. That is important. Got it? And guys, do not forget to like and subscribe the channel of Officer Adda 24/7. And whatever the definition terms which I think that is important, that can become in the exam, I will just highlight that word. Okay, now next. What is competent authority? Very important. Guys, competent authority, that is very important. What is competent authority? Number one is any speaker and chairman of what? As we know that in the parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is there. What is the work of parliament? They just make the law. So in the Lok Sabha, the head is called speaker. In Rajya Sabha, the head is called chairman. Same thing in the state level. In the state level, legislative assembly is there and legislative council is there. So in legislative assembly, speaker will be there, and in the council, chairman is there. So the competent authority is first speaker and chairman. Got it? Next, Chief Justice of India. Chief Justice of High Court. Okay? Chief Justice of India. These are the competent authority. Competent authority, the president, governor, and administration. So guys, you have to learn this one. These are important. This is also important. Information. What is information, guys? This is important, competent authority, and this is. What is information? So information, what we can ask from the public authority, that is called information. So guys, information means any material in any form, include records, documents, memos, email, opinion, advices, press release, circular, order, logbook, contract, report, paper, sample, model, etc. So these are the information that we can ask from the public authority. This is called information. Got it? Next, what is prescribed? Prescribed means whatever that is mentioned that we have to follow. So under RTI, the prescribed will be always done by the appropriate government and the competent authority. So you know what is appropriate government? That is central government and the state government. And what is competent authority? We have already done. What is public authority? Again guys, very important. Public authority, because whenever we have to ask any question, we can ask only to the public authority. So what exactly the public authority means? Any authority body instituted, established, constituted by constitution. What is guys constitution? Constitution is basically, that is the father of law. What is constitution? That is the father of law. Okay. Any other law which is made by parliament, parliament is the lawmaking body. Any body which is made by state legislature or by notification, any appropriate government. So guys, when the body is established under these 4 points, so these bodies are called public authority, and from that public authority we can ask the information. In this, this is the separate point that you have to remember also, that body owned, controlled, substantially financed, non-government organization substantially financed directly indirectly by the appropriate government. So suppose any NGO is there, any private authority is there, but which is controlled under the control under the appropriate government, so that NGO and private organization also comes under the public authority. Please read the point. Done? Okay, class. Now, the next one. What is record? This is important. Record means whatever the public authority that maintained in their office, that is called record. So record is basically any document, manuscript, file, microfilm, microfiche, it's a faces smile, any reproduction of images embodied in the microfilm, these are the comes under the record. Okay, now what is right to information? So guys, right to information means any information that is accessible under this act, any inspection of work, documents, record, taking notes, extract, certified copy of documents, taking certified sample of material, obtaining information in the form of disc, floppy, tapes, video cassettes, etc. So these are the right to information, and some more examples are also there. First of all, learn these one. It means what kind of information we can ask. So these are the information. We can ask the question in the form of inspection. We can ask the question in the form of notes, that we want notes for this particular thing. So these are the way. Please say this. This is very important, right to information. And at the same point, this is your at the state level. This is your at the state level. What is State Information Commission? State Chief Information Commission. At the state level, whatever we have done in the central level, these are the things in the state level. Suppose in the state level, if the authority, public authority, is not giving information within the particular time, so in that case we can file the case, right? Just like your CIC, that is a second appellant body. In this SIC, that is the State Information Commission, is the second appellant body in that this. Okay, now for this one, what is the important line? That is third party. What is, guys, third party? Third party means person other than citizen. It means not Indian citizen. It means the person who are outside, who are from the outside India. This is called citizen, plus includes public authority. So public authority, suppose if want any question from the another public authority, so that's also come under this. That is a third party. So this is very, very much important. Okay, guys, this is very, very much important. And guys, do not forget to like the session, and your new batch in the English medium of my class is going to be start from 22nd of what? It's a September. The timing will be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sorry, yeah, this is the timing. Okay, this is the timing of your new English medium batch, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, so if you want a quick revision because this is the selection batch in which your selection is sure. But the condition is that you have to follow the rules which is given by the teachers. Okay guys, now module D, Prevention of Corruption Act. What exactly this want to say? Corruption is basically, why this act is included in this session? Because now in the bank also the corruption is, okay. So in the Corruption Act we have basically just learn about the special judge, okay, the special judge that is appointed under this act, and what is the work of this special judge? To investigate and to give the justice if any person who is under the victim and the witness under the Prevention of Corruption Act, okay. So now in the public servant, now only one definition is important. Now you will tell me, ma'am, which definition? That is public servant. Only one definition is important, that is public servant and nothing else. Only one definition. So what is public servant under the Prevention of Corruption Act? We will study one by one. So before starting the public servant, the first is, what is election? So election is by whatever means held under any law for the purpose of selecting the member of parliament. It means 2024, as you know that election is going to be held. So this is called election. In the state assembly, okay, in the state assembly which we also call the Vidhan Sabha, whatever election that is going on, that is called this one. So this is basically the selecting the member of parliament, any legislature, local authority. This is called election. Just like in the government colleges also the election held. In the government colleges also class the election held. So this is the exact definition of the term election. Now, what is public duty, guys? What is public duty? So public duty is basically, see, duty in the discharge of which state, public and the community at the large has an interest. It means basically the state, public, community have a large in interest. That is called public duty. That is not the private organization, because for the private organization their basic aim is to profit. But if we talk about the public authority, their basic aim is to do interest in the public at large. This is the basic aim of the, okay, so this is a public duty. Suppose you people are working in a bank, okay, a public bank. So in the public bank, you are doing work to the public, right? Now, what is public servant? That is the most important. Okay, class, what is public servant? So one by one, I will just highlight because these contain 12 points. So 12 points comes under the definition of public servant. So one by one, we will read. What is public servant? Any person in the service and pay of the government and remunerated by this one. Okay, it means service under government, remunerated by government. First point. So you all are working in a public bank, right? So in the public bank, you are remunerated by the government. So you are public servant. Second, any person in the service and pay of a local authority. Local authority, as we know, that also comes under the this one. So 2 points. Next, any person in the service and pay of corporation established under the central, provincial and state act, an authority body owned, controlled by the government and the government company, because as we know that the government company also comes under the government. That's it. Any judge also called public servant, right? Whether the Supreme Court judge, High Court judge or District Court judge. That's it. Please see the points. Next, any person authorized by Court of Justice to perform any duty in connection with the administration of justice, including liquidator, receiver, commissioner. All are public servant. Just try to learn the name. And public servant definition is important and it is 100% damn sure. it is 100% damn sure that this word will be come in your exam. Any arbitrator. What is arbitrator? These are the alternative dispute mechanism, just like arbitration, conciliation, lok adalat, ombudsman, tribunal, etc. Right? Next. Any person who hold office by virtue which is empowered to prepare, publish, maintain, revise, electoral roll, conduct election. The person who is under electoral roll, conduct the election, that is called this one. Any person who hold office by virtue, he is authorized, required to perform any public duty. I think this definition is very simple. The public servant contains 12 points, but no need to apply because these 12 points you people know. You people know who are the person who are working under the government. So these all are public servant. Next, any person who is president, secretary, other officer bearer, these are what? These are public servant. See? These are public servant. Next, 10. Any person who is the chairman, member, employee of any service commission board, etc. Next, any person who is vice chancellor, member of any governing body, professor, reader, lecturer, any other teacher. That's under the what? Government. That's it. Okay. Next, any person who is the office bearer, employee of educational, scientific, social, cultural, institutional. From today onward, we are going to start the definition terms of your module C. So in module C, first of all, I would like to start this. Okay, this is your Surfacey Act. Okay, this is your Surfacey Act. Many questions, I think 8 to 10 questions come from the Surfacey Act. So that's why this is very important from the examination point of view. One case studies question will be damn sure come from this act. So that's why this is very important for you people. Okay, now let's start the session. Surfacey Act is basically what? Without intervention of the court, how we can recover the money from the borrower. So this is the crux of Surfacey. Right now, so we have seen that in actual Surfacey, X is the borrower, bank, this is the property which he is giving as a security. He is taking money. Suppose if X is not able to pay the money. In this case, if X is not able to pay the money, then bank and financial institution will give security receipt to the ARC company. Then ARC company will search the qualified buyer. So this is the process of this one. Hello, money ma'am. Okay, now let's start with the definition terms of Surfacey. First is appellant tribunal. What is appellant tribunal? Appellant tribunal is basically, as you can see that, DRAT. In DRT Act, what we have read? In DRT Act, we have read DRT is the tribunal. If we are not satisfied with the DRT decision, we can appeal to the DRAT. So in Surfacey Act also, the appellant tribunal is DRAT. That's it. Okay, now, what is asset reconstruction? Asset reconstruction. So according to the Surfacey Act, acquisition by any ARC company. What is ARC company? ARC company whose basic work is, first of all, this company registered under the Reserve Bank of India. And the basic aim of this ARC company is to take security receipt from the bank and financial institution and give money. That is the work of ARC company. Okay, so acquisition by any ARC company of any right and interest of any bank and financial institution. This is called asset reconstruction. And the term which is important, I will just highlight it. This is important. This is important. So what is ARC company? See, the company which is registered with Reserve Bank under this one. This is called ARC company. Okay, so these two terms are important. Now, what is bank? You can easily see that in your BRBL, now 70 plus questions come in the way of one-liner. So one-liner question, you can also assume that what kind of questions can become from the definition of the bank. Suppose the 4 option will be there and you have to tick mark which word is under the definition of bank. So the bank include banking company, corresponding new bank, State Bank of India, subsidiary bank, multi-state cooperative bank, or other bank. This is the bank. Done. Banking company, same definition that we have read in the Banking Regulation Act. Clause C of Section 5. Banking Regulation Act 1949. That's it. Okay guys, next definition. What is borrower? Borrower, in a simple word, you can say borrower is a person who take money from the bank and financial institution. That's it now. Now what is written in the definition term? Borrower means any person or a pooled investment vehicle. That thing is defined under which act? These two words are defined under the Securities Contract Regulation Act 1956, which has been granted the financial assistance. Who has been granted? Individual and a pool investment vehicle. You can just call the same thing. So these persons have granted financial assistance by the bank and financial institution, or has given any guarantee and created any mortgage and pledge, because when we take money from the bank and financial institution, so we have to give security. It may be of movable property or immovable property. As security for the financial assistance granted by any bank and financial institution, and include a person who or a pooled investment vehicle which becomes borrower of ARC company. So they can become borrower also of the ARC company. So in a one word, we can say this and this. That is called the borrower. That's it, guys. Do not forget to like the session. Do not forget, guys, to like the session. Do not forget. Okay. What is central registry? Central registry means whatever the security which is given by borrower, that security have to be registered by the central registrar. What is the reason behind it? The central registrar will register the security so that the borrower cannot use that security in the other purpose. That's it. See? Okay? So that's why under the Surfacey Act, which is a part of your Surfacey, under Surfacey Act, it is the duty of bank or any financial institution to get registered the security which is given by the borrower. Okay? What is company? That is defined in the Company Act. That is defined in the Company Act, guys. This is called company. What is depth? First of all, DRT. Whatever we have covered in the DRT Act. And what is the full form? Full name of DRT Act. The full name is Recovery of Debt Due to Bank and Financial Institution Act 1993. This is your DRT. This is your DRT. Okay. Now, what is debt? Borrower, suppose take 20 lakh rupees. And if borrower is not able to pay the money, so we can say that borrower become debtor. Right? So what is debt class C? Debt means unpaid portion of purchase price of any tangible asset. What is tangible asset? The asset which we can see, which we can touch. That is a movable one. Or in this case, any right, title, interest of any intangible which secure the obligation to pay unpaid portion. unpaid portion of purchase price of intangible asset. So if these things will be happen, this is called debt. And the debt definition is also given, guys, under the DRT Act. This is very important. This is very, very much important, guys. I think the definition is clear to all of you. If you feel any doubt in the definition, so please let me know. Okay, please let me know. Next, what is financial institution? From financial institution, we just demand money, we just take loan, right? And financial institution takes so much interest, right? So that's why we basically prefer the bank, right? So financial institution means a public financial institution, institution which is specified by central government, international financial corporation established under this, debenture trustee, asset reconstruction company, or any other institution. This is important, guys. So in your question, these 3 options and 4 options will be there, and you have to tick mark which definitions come under the financial institution. Okay, so this is important. Next class, what is hypothecation? That is too much easy. Hypothecation is basically, many students confuse in the definition of pledge and hypothecation. So what is the exact difference between hypothecation and pledge? In pledge, X person is there, right? This is bank. So bank suppose give 20 lakh rupees to this. X person give movable property. Movable property as a security. So under the pledge, guys, the X person have given the possession to the bank. No ownership is transferred. No ownership is, guys, transferred. This is your pledge, right? And the property which is given as a security must be movable. And hypothecation, what is hypothecation? So hypothecation is basically same example, but in hypothecation, basically in purchasing of car, in purchasing of machine, we just take money from the bank. And in that case, no possession is transferred, no ownership is transferred. It means the ownership and possession is remain with the X person. Only document is transferred. Only document is transferred under this case. Is that okay? This is your hypothecation. This is, guys, hypothecation. Because car, machine, suppose if we want to purchase a car, so I think we will use the car, we will use the machine in the day-to-day life. So that's why these things we can use in day-to-day life. So we cannot give it to the bank as a security. So we just give the document. So suppose if Nikita ma'am is not able to give the money, so what bank will do? Bank first of all will take the possession of my car and then after sell my car. That's it. Okay, so this is your hypothecation. Now you can see the definition here. Charge upon any movable property, existing or future, created by borrower in the favor of secured creditor without delivery. So this is important point. What is this? Without delivery of possession of movable property. See, this is your hypothecation. Okay. What is negotiable document? Negotiable document, that is a bill of exchange, promissory note, check, etc. comes under the negotiable document. Any doubt, class? Any doubt, class? Okay, that's cool. What is property? Immovable property, movable property, any debt, right, receivable, intangible asset. What is intangible asset? Just like patent, copyright, trademark. So these are the intangible assets. See, copyright, trademark, license, franchisee. That is a property. Okay, this is the definition of property. What is qualified buyer? So just remember the diagram that we have just seen in the Surfacey. Qualified buyer is the last person who just take the secured property from the ARC company, and for that property qualified buyer will give the money. So what comes under the qualified buyer? So for this one, see, any financial institution can become the qualified buyer. Any insurance company, any bank, any state financial corporation, any state industrial development corporation, trustee, any ARC company which has been granted a certificate of registration under subsection 4(3), or any asset management company making investment on the behalf of mutual fund. Okay, any foreign institutional investor registered under this act. Okay, or any non-financial investor. So these are the examples of qualified buyer. It means these can be come and just take the property. Okay, that's it. Or any other body corporate. So these highlighted points are important. Okay, these are qualified buyers. Done. Next, what is securitization? Securitization is acquisition of financial assets by ARC company from any originator, whether raising of fund by such ARC company from the qualified buyer. The qualified buyer will give the money. What are secured creditor? Secured creditor to whom we just take money. So guys, secured creditor consist bank, financial institution, debenture trustee, ARC company can also, we can just take money from this. Debenture trustee, this is appointed by bank and financial institution. This is registered with the CAIIB. Any other trustee, or that's it. So this is called secured creditor.
That we are doing the definition terms, which is very important from the examination point of view. Okay, so today we are going to finish 2 Act. Yesterday we have done the Surfacey Act, and today we are going to finish the Module C. In Module C, Recovery of Debt and Bankruptcy Act, this one, and MSME Act, these 2 acts we will finish today. Okay, so what about first of all recovery of debt? So what basically this act want to say? X, this is bank, right? X have taken suppose 21 lakh from this, and Y have given already movable property as a security to the bank, right? But suppose if X is not able to pay the 21 lakh rupees, so what will happen in that case? So in that case, basically the bank will prefer to go to the court, right? But as you know that if we just go to the court, so the court takes so much time. It will be not easy for the court to just give the special privilege to the bank, because in front of the court everyone is equal, right? So the court will take so much time. So by this, it will take so much time for the bank to recover the money. So that's why in 1993 this act was made, in which the special tribunal is made for the debt recovery. Special tribunal, and that special tribunal name is DRT, Debt Recovery Tribunal, and its appellant tribunal is DRAT. It means, suppose if we are not satisfied with the DRT, we can easily go to the DRAT. And there are total in India 39 DRT and 5 DRAT in India. How many? 5 DRAT in India. Okay. So one by one we will study the definitions of this act. Okay. So now first of all the first act. What is appellant tribunal? So appellant tribunal is basically DRAT. That's it. This is your appellant tribunal, right? What is bank? Bank means banking company, corresponding new bank, State Bank of India, subsidiary bank, regional rural bank. See, that can be come in the form of question. Okay, that can be come in the form of question, that what is bank under the DRT. By seeing the definition, you can easily identify that which kind of question can become from this one. Chairperson. If we just comparison DRT and DRAT. So under DRT, the presiding officer is there, and under DRAT, the chairman is there, who is the head. This is important. Okay, so chairman is the appellant tribunal chairman. That's it. Is that okay? Done? Now, what is, guys, depth? What is depth? So depth means any liability claim as due from any person by a bank and financial institution. This is very important. Depth. If a person is not able to pay the money, this is called depth. A very simple definition. If borrower is not able to pay the money, borrower can be the company, partnership firm, etc. So if they are not able to pay the money, this is called depth. Okay. So depth, any liability claimed as due from any person by the bank, financial institution, or by consortium of bank and financial institution during the course of any business activity undertaken by the bank and financial institution or the consortium under any law for the time being in the force. That's it. See. Is that okay? So this is the definition of the term depth. Done, guys? Now, what is financial institution? Financial institution is that entity in which we just take the loan, just like the bank, but this is not bank. Okay. Financial institution, that is a public financial institution within the meaning of Company Act, and other institution as central government may having regard to its business activity and the area of the operation. This is your financial institution, a very important term. Guys, do not forget to like and subscribe the channel of Adda 24/7. That is important. That is important. Done? This is called financial institution. What is presiding officer? That the head officer of this DRT. This is DRT. DRT head is presiding officer, right? And the helper of presiding officer is recovery officer. Okay, this is important. This is important, guys. Now, recovery officer, see, appointed by central government for each tribunal. So each tribunal, that is DRT. What is RRB bank? The regional rural bank established under the RRB Act 1976. That's it. So this is the definition term of the DRT. That is important. Definition term of the DRT. What is tribunal? Tribunal established under this one, that is DRT. Okay.
Now, one more thing that you have to remember, DRT. It's a quick revision. If you just go to the DRT, within 30 days, you can appeal and you have to deposit 50% amount. Suppose if you are not satisfied with the decision of DRT, then 50% you have to deposit to the DRT. Then after you can approach to the DRT for the appeal. This is very important. This is, guys, very much important. Okay, important one. Now, MSME Act. What is MSME Act? That is very important. What exactly the MSME Act means? The micro, small and medium Enterprises Development Act 2006. So this act is basically, suppose if we just talk about the rural areas, so in the rural areas the people are also much very much talented, but there's a need of encouragement, right? So this Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Act 2006, that is basically what we have to do for the development. Suppose if any person establish micro enterprise, micro this one if either investment and turnovers come under the micro, if the investment turnover come under the small this one industry, and if the turnover and investment come under the medium industry, so we have to encourage and develop these authority. Okay, so this act is basically this one. Okay, so what exactly we have to study? First one, what is advisory committee? So advisory committee is the committee constituted by the central government. See, number one definition. What is appointed day? Appointed day, to understand appointed day, suppose that is supplier and that is buyer, right? The supplier have given the goods or services, suppose at 29/23. Today is 20 September, right? So if supplier have given the any goods and services to the buyer at 29/2023, so appointed day means the day following immediately after the expiry of period of 15 days from the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance of any goods and services from the by the buyer from supplier. So at 29, if the good is accepted by the buyer, so after 15 days, so after 15 days, that is 5 October. 5 October is what? Your appointed day. This is important. This is, guys, important to understand. Now I'm just highlighting the things which I have told you. It means the day following immediately after the expiry of period of 15 days. This is 15 days from the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance of any goods and services by the buyer from the supplier. So on that day, the buyer have accepted the goods. So after 15 days, that is of 5 October, that is appointed day. So you have to remember what is appointed day. This is very important. Now, guys, what is that is written here? What is the day of acceptance and what is the day of deemed acceptance? So these two terms I will teach you. First of all, please read the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance. Please read, class. Done? So the day of acceptance is basically the day of actual delivery of goods and rendering the services. See, the day of actual delivery of goods and rendering the services. Is that okay? Where any objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding acceptance of goods and services within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods or rendering any service, the day on which such objection is removed by the supplier. So this is also called this one. So there is two definition, guys. There is two definition. This is your first definition, and the second definition is suppose within 15 days. Within 15 days, if any objection is raised by the buyer. See, where any objection in writing by the buyer regarding the acceptance of goods and services within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods and rendering the services, the day on which such objection is removed by the supplier. So that supplier, suppose remove this one at 10 October. So 10 October is also called the day of acceptance. Is that okay? So this is day of acceptance, this is day of acceptance. Is that okay? And what is day of deemed acceptance? See, where no objection. What is written here? Where no objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding the acceptance of goods and services within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods and the rendering this. The day of actual delivery of goods, it means actual delivery, that is 20. So this is the day of deemed acceptance. So every word is related to each other. So please read all the points here. Please read all the points here, class. That is important. Okay, so this is important one. Now, what is board? Board is National Board for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise. This is board. Buyer, whoever buy any goods, receive any services from the supplier for consideration. That is called buyer. Important definition. What is enterprises? Enterprises means an industrial undertaking or a business concern or any other establishment by whatever name called engaged in the manufacture or production of goods in any manner. Suppose if I have established any industry, so that is my enterprise. So this is called class enterprise. See, this is called enterprise, guys. Done? Okay, so I think this definition is clear to all of you. What is goods? Every kind of movable property other than actionable claim and money. It means good will not include actionable claim and money. What is National Bank? The National Bank is basically means the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development established under this act. Notification that is given in the official gazette. What is actionable claim? That is written in the Transfer of Property Act. Actionable claim basically that's. So in module C today we are going to finish the 2 act. First I will finish the integrated ombudsman scheme. This is not the banking ombudsman. It is integrated ombudsman scheme, that is 2021. This is the exact name of this act. In 2021, there is a drastic change that happened in this act. What is the drastic change? 3 ombudsman scheme have been merged into the one ombudsman scheme. So what are the 3 ombudsman scheme? We will just study one by one. The first scheme is of banking ombudsman, second scheme is of NBFC scheme, and the third one is your payment and settlement one. So these 3 ombudsman has been merged into the one ombudsman. So that's why if there is any dispute regarding the customer and the regulated entity of these 3 things, so we can easily go to the integrated ombudsman scheme. That's it. Okay, now what is this? This is your appellant authority. What is this? This is the appellant authority. So it means executive director. It means who is the appellant authority under the integrated ombudsman scheme. So you have to learn that is the executive director. This is important. In the banking ombudsman scheme 2006, deputy governor was the appellate authority, but in this new scheme, that is of 2021, the executive director will be the appellate authority. Done. What is award? Award means the justice which is given by the ombudsman. This is called award. So award means that is passed by the ombudsman in accordance with the scheme. This is called award. That is important. This is called class award. Okay. So award is not a IFA award or IPL award. This award is the justice which is given by the ombudsman. That's it. Next, what is bank? So bank, according to this act, it means banking company, corresponding new bank, regional rural bank, SBI bank, which is defined under the Banking Regulation Act. Defined under the Banking Regulation Act, right? And it also contains the cooperative bank as defined under section 56C of this one, right? Now, but does not include. Now, this is very important, that does not include a bank in resolution or winding up under direction. It means whenever the Reserve Bank will say that in this bank, this act will be not applied. So we have to follow the wordings of Reserve Bank. That's it. We have to follow the wordings of, guys, Reserve Bank. This is important. Okay, this is important. Done? What is complaint? I think you people all know that what is complaint. So complaint means representation in writing. What is this? This is basically representation in writing or through the other mode alleging the deficiency in the services. It means if a customer is not satisfied, so basically he can complain against the regulated entity to the ombudsman. So this is called complaint, and it should be in the writing. That's it. Okay, it should be in the writing. Now, what is non-banking financial company? This scheme also merged into the integrated ombudsman scheme, banking ombudsman and NBFC. So what is NBFC according to this? It means that is defined under the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Okay, so this NBFC topic is defined under the Reserve Bank of India and registered with Reserve Bank. First point. to the extent not excluded under the scheme but does not include. It means that does not include. So we have to learn this one, that does not include core investment company, infrastructure depth fund, non-banking financial company, the non-banking financial company, infrastructure financial, this one, and the company whatever the Reserve Bank of India that define. So this does not include this one. Is that okay? Okay guys, so I think this topic is clear that what is NBFC, right? Now, what is regulated entity? Regulated entity means bank and a non-banking financial company or a system participant. What is this? Bank or a non-banking financial company or a system participant as defined in the scheme, or any other entity as may be specified by the Reserve Bank from time to time. This is your regulated entity. Okay, deficiency in service. What is deficiency in service? See, it means shortcoming or inadequacy in any financial service which the regulated entity is required to provide, statutory, otherwise which may or may not result in the financial loss and damage to the customer. So this is your deficiency in service. It means suppose if the customer is not satisfied, right? So if the customer is not satisfied, he can basically say that I have to file the complaint in the ombudsman. That's it. Okay. This is deficiency in service. Done? What is settlement? Settlement means an agreement reached by the party to the complaint by, what are the methods? Facilitation, conciliation, mediation. See, three things. Okay, what is system participant? This is the third scheme that is merged into the integrated ombudsman scheme. Okay, the first is banking, second is NBFC, third is this one. So system participant means person other than Reserve Bank and the system provider participating a payment system as defined under this act. Important. What is system provider? It means include a person who operate an authorized payment system as defined in section 2 of the Payment and Settlement System Act. That's it. Okay. Reserve Bank, as we know that is defined under the Reserve Bank of India Act. That's it. Now, module C. What is Limitation Act? Okay. So, according to the Limitation Act, what exactly this means? X and Y, that is the two party. Okay. They are doing the contract. Y person breach the contract. Y person breach the contract. In that case, what will happen? If the Y person breach the contract, so now X have a right to file the suit. So now suppose if X file the suit after 5 years, so can it will be the useful? The answer is no, because after 5 years the evidence may be destroyed, but the limitation is given under the Limitation Act 1963. So what is a limitation? The limitation is basically 3 years. So within 3 years that have to file the case. That's it. Okay, so this is your Limitation Act. This is your Limitation Act. Okay. Now, what is applicant? Applicant means petitioner, any person from and through whom an applicant derive his rights to apply, any person whose estate is represented by the applicant as executor, administrator and other representative. That's it. Okay, application, that is petition. Bill of exchange, hundi, check. Bond, any instrument, instrument means document, whereby a person oblige means duty. A person oblige himself to pay money to the another on condition that obligation shall be void if the specified act is performed, not performed. So bond is basically what we have written in the agreement. That's it. So this is your bond. Okay, this is called bond. What is period of limitation? First of all, this limitation period is applied on the suit, on the appeal, on the application by this one. This is called period of limitation. Okay, this is 3. Suit is case, appeal is lower to higher body, application means any application, written application. Okay, prescribed period means the period computed in accordance with the limitation. So just like in the mortgage, limitation is 12 years, right? In the mortgage. In the contract, generally 3 years. Suppose if any act, because when we just in the paid class when we are reading the limitation act, so for all the act the the limitation is there, so we have to follow the limitation. Okay, now what is promissory note? First of all, suit means that does not include appeal and application, that is called suit. That does not include appeal and application because these are different terms and suit is different. What is promissory note? That is so simple. Promissory note means X and Y is there. X have given goods to the Y person, right? And Y person, suppose he have to give 5 lakh rupees, but right now the Y person don't have a 5 lakh rupees. So what will happen then? Now this 5 lakh, Y will make a document. That document is promissory note. It must be registered and stamped, and that is written that Y will give X 5 lakh rupees after 1 month and Y will sign here. This is called promissory note. So in that case, X is the payee and Y is the maker and drawer. That's it. Maker and drawer. Is that okay? Done, guys? Okay, this is called promissory note. So I think this definition is clear to us. So what kind of evidence the bank have to present? So that is written in the Bankers Book Evidence Act. Okay, so this book is nothing but the record maintained by which is maintained by the bank. This is called what book. Okay, and what is evidence? Evidence is basically you can say there's a 2 word, evidence and proof. 2 words are there. So what is the basic difference between the evidence and proof? See, evidence are the bricks, right, to make wall of proof. To make wall of proof. So, this so evidence means suppose if X person have done wrongful act toward this. So these are the evidence that we are presenting in front of the court which prove that X have committed the crime. So this is the basic difference between the evidence and the proof. Okay, now let's do the definition. What is company class? So company that we have done in section 3 of the Company Act 1956. So 1956 is the oldest act of the company. After that, in 2013, the latest Company Act has been come. So the definition of company is given here. What is corporation? Corporation means any body corporate established by any law for the time being in force in India and includes Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, any subsidiary bank. So you can see the definition of corporation. Okay, includes means that Reserve Bank of India, the State Bank of India and the subsidiary bank also include in this one. C class, corporation. Is that okay? Done? Now, what is bank and what is banker? Bank and banker, okay? Any company or corporation, if I show you, highlight you, that any company, corporation carrying on the business of banking, right? Any partnership, individual to whose books the provision of this act shall have been extended, or any post office saving. That is called what? Bank and banker. That is the basic difference between the bank and banker. So basically, this is the bank, right? This is the bank. The person who are working in the bank, that is called banker. That is so simple. Okay. So if I say you that the Bankers Book Evidence Act is applied to the which bank? So every bank, because every bank have to maintain the record. That's it. Okay, now what is legal proceeding? Legal proceeding means suppose if any matter of the bank is go on in front of the court. So what are the legal proceeding? So any proceeding or inquiry in which evidence is or may be given. That is called legal proceeding. See? Done? So you can say in a one word, that is proceeding that is going in the court. That is the first line. And arbitration. It means any proceeding which is going in the arbitration. Done? Or any investigation or inquiry under the Code of Criminal Procedure Code. Or you can say any procedure which is going on in the CRPC, that is called legal proceeding, or any other law for the time being in force for the collection of evidence, or you can say any other law. Any other law in which the proceeding is going on. Okay? And you have to remember the legal proceeding always conducted by the police officer or by any other person but not magistrate. What is this? Not being magistrate. Authorized in this behalf by the magistrate or any other law. It means any other person is authorized on the behalf of magistrate or any law for the time being in force. So this is the definition of legal proceeding under this act. Very important session. Is that okay, class? So this is your definition of legal proceeding. So you can see that this question, this definition can become in the form of question. Suppose the 4 points will be given, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the question will be put up that What is legal proceeding according to the Bankers Book Evidence Act? So you have to take mark on this one. Okay. What is court? The person or the person before whom legal proceeding is held or taken, that is called court. Because we know that in the court, the legal proceeding has always been taken place. That's it. Okay, so this is the definition of court. Next, what is judge? Judge means judge of the High Court division. And what is trial? Trial means any hearing before the court at which evidence is taken. This is called trial. Because whenever the police present the investigate, first of all, suppose in any case, if I complaint or FIR of any case, so that case the police will investigate. Then police have to prepare the charge sheet. When the charge sheet is present before the court, then the trial will be conducted. Okay, so this is called trial. Done. This is called class trial. Now, what is certified copy? See class. The bank have no right to give the original copy to the bank, to the court. So what copy the bank have to present? Certified copy. So certified copy the bank have to present before the court. So what is certified copy? It means copy of any entry in the books of the bank together with certificate written at the foot of such copy that it is a true copy of such entry. So certified copy means the copy which is verified or certified by any authority. It means in the bank, if any authority verified or certified this, that is called what? Certified copy. Okay, so this is the meaning of certified copy. Such entry is contained in one of the ordinary book. Okay, such entry contained in the ordinary book of the bank was made in the usual and ordinary course of the business, and such book is still in the custody of the bank. It means whatever the, you can say, the record that is maintained by the bank. Okay, so whatever the record which is maintained by the bank, that record, that copy of that record should be certified by the particular authority. So this is the definition of certified copy. That is important. Okay, this is the definition of certified copy. Now class, the Legal Service Authority Act. Legal Service Authority Act. In this act, we only have to study about the Lok Adalat. What is Lok Adalat? In one word we can say court of people. This is called what? This is called Lok Adalat, isn't it? So here, if we talk about the Lok Adalat, so basically as we know that in our India, Supreme Court is the highest court, after that High Court, after that District Court. So below District Court, the Lok Adalat is there. So Lok Adalat, you can say, that is the alternative way. Okay, Lok Adalat is the alternative way to solve the dispute. Because in the court, we know that we have to follow so much procedure in the court, right? But in this Lok Adalat, they are not bound to follow the procedure which is followed by the court. They can make their own procedure because their main aim, the Lok Adalat main aim is to settle and compromise the dispute. That's it. Okay, so this is your. Now, what we have to study, see. What is case? Case means any suit or any proceeding before a court. That is called case. Then, what is central authority? It means National Legal Service Authority constituted under this act. This is called central authority. What is court? Court means civil, criminal, revenue court, includes any tribunal, any other authority constituted under any law for the timing in force. It may be judicial and quasi-judicial. So what is judicial functions? The functions which is followed by the particular court, that is called judicial, and the functions which is followed by the tribunal, lok adalat, that is called quasi-judicial. That's it. Done, class? Okay. What is district authority? Means district legal service authority constituted under this one. What is High Court Legal Service Committee? It means High Court Legal Service Committee constituted under section. We do not have to remember the section. So many candidates are very much, afraid that, ma'am, we have to learn the sections also. The answer is no. You do not have to learn the section. Okay. What is legal service? Includes the rendering of any service in the conduct of legal service. Means basically just like we go to the beauty parlor for the beauty parlor service. You people come to Adda 24/7 for the teaching services. So same thing, legal service includes rendering of any services in the conduct of any case, other legal proceeding before any court and other authority, tribunal, the giving advice of this one. This is called legal services. That is important. That is important. Okay, this is called legal services. Lok Adalat, that is given in the chapter 6. No need to learn the chapter. Only you have to remember in which act the Lok Adalat is there. The Legal Service Authority Act, that's it. Regulation that is made under this act, that is called regulation. Scheme, that is, scheme means any policy that is framed by the central authority, state authority, district authority, etc. State authority, which means State Legal Service Authority constituted under this act. State government, that's include administrator of union territory appointed by the president under Article 239 of the Constitution. No need to remember these things. That's it. Over. So now we will do the Negotiable Instrument Act, and this Negotiable Instrument Act is of your Module B. So right now, guys, we have done Module what? We have done Module D, Module C. Okay, guys? So we have completed Module C and Module D. That's it. Okay? C and D. Now, what is promissory note? Section 4. So, promissory note is basically, this is A, this is B. A is giving goods to B. B is making a document which is registered and stamped that he will give 5 lakh rupees after 1 month to the A person. So this is called promissory note. So promissory note is basically instrument in writing containing an unconditional sign by the maker, that will be the maker, okay, to pay certain sum of money to the order of certain person and the bearer. Order means name is specified. And what is bearer? Bearer means name is not specified. So this is called promissory note. In the same example, right now, when B have to give 5 lakh rupees, now A will make a document. This is called bill of exchange, in which the name is written that after writing, A will sign, then B will sign here, then after it will approach to the C person. So in the bill of exchange, guys, 3 persons are there. So what exactly the bill of exchange? Instrument in writing containing the unconditional order, signed by the maker, directing the certain person to pay certain sum of money only to and to the order of certain person and to the bearer. So order means when the name is written. Suppose in the check, if the name is not written, that is called bearer. If the name is written, that is called the order. So this is called bill of exchange. What is check? Check is basically, suppose if Nikita ma'am have given check to the Anish sir. So Anish sir will now go to the bank. He will deposit the check and the money will be transferred to the Anish sir account. So what is this? This is called check. So check is also kind of bill of exchange drawn on the specified banker. In the check, the bank is always the drawee. Okay? Not expressed to be payable, otherwise then demand, because check always payable on the demand. And check also include the electronic image of a truncated check, because right now we also use the electronic check and truncated check. That's it. Okay? What is holder and what is holder in due course? So that is so simple. Holder and holder in due course. I will give you one example. X is working in a company, salary is 50,000 rupees. Y demand one day 2 lakh rupees because he just want to deposit that 2 lakh rupees in the college. Now, Y have given X 50,000 rupees check and 2 lakh rupees check. Both check become bounce. When the both check become bounce, so guys, Y have a right to file the case in that case, but do not have a right to file the case on the 2 lakh check. So in the 50,000, Y is known as holder in due course, and in 2 lakh, that Y is known as holder. So this is the basic difference between holder in due course and this one. So as you can see that Y in the case of 50,000, holder in due course, C for course, C for consideration. So in the 50,000, the consideration is from both sides, but in this only one side. This is called holder. Okay, so this is the basic definition of holder and holder in due course. Now, what is payment in due course? Payment in due course means, suppose if Nikita ma'am, me, have taken check from the drawer of my house, okay, and that check actually belong to my husband company, but I just use the check leaf. In the check leaf, amount is written, amount is not written, only the sign of the that particular person is there. So I have just write my name and the amount, and I just deposit the check to the bank. In that case, I'm doing work without any negligence and in a good faith. So Nikita ma'am in that case is called payment in due course. See, what is payment in due course? Payment in accordance with the apparent tenor of the instrument in good faith, without negligence to any person in the possession under the circumstance. This is called payment in due course. Is that okay? What is inland instrument? Inland, which is made in India, drawn in India. Foreign instrument, that is not so drawn in India, but made and payable in India. Negotiable instrument, exact definition is not written. In negotiable instrument, it is written, it's include promissory note, bill of exchange, check, etc. What is negotiation? Transfer. Negotiation means transfer. This is called negotiation. What is endorsement? Sign. Endorsement means sign at the foot of the instrument. Or if the place is not there, then we can sign in the back side of the instrument. That is called endorsement. A one word to remember. No need to mug up these things. No need. Dishonor of check. For insufficient of fund in the account where any check drawn by person on the account maintained by him with a banker for payment of any amount of money to the another form out of that account for the discharge. It is basically dishonor of check that is given in 138 of the Negotiable Instrument Act. It's include, suppose if Nikita ma'am have given check to the Vinitha ma'am. When Vinitha ma'am deposited the check, I have an insufficient fund. This is called dishonor of check. So my punishment will be 2 years of jail or fine. So this is called dishonor of check. That's it. Okay, this is called dishonor of check. So many things are written, but the punishment is 2 years or fine. C class. Usual publicity, representation, endorsement, pronouncement made by the means of light. So what are the way in which we can advertise? By the means of light, sound, smoke, gas, print, electronic media, internet, website, include any notice, circular, label, wrapper, invoice, such other document. So this is called advertisement, and we know that when anybody advertise, then we just take this thing. So this is the meaning of class advertisement. See, this is called advertisement. Is that okay, class? Okay, this is called advertisement. Okay, now the next one. What is complaint? We are the consumer. Under the Consumer Protection Act, we have to complain. So what is complaint? So complaint is basically means a consumer or any voluntary consumer association. Okay, what is complainant? This is not complaint, this is complainant. So complainant is the person who complained. So consumer is a complainant, any voluntary consumer association, the central government or any state government, the central authority, one or more consumer. In the case of death of the person, his legal representative will also act as a complainant, and in the case the consumer is a minor, his parent and legal guardian. So class, this question can become in your exam, that what is complainant? The options will be given to you, and then the options will be given to you and you have to tick mark. So this is class the complainant. And this definition portion, class, trust me, that is very important, the definition portion. Hello Divya ma'am. I'm absolutely fine. How are you? Glad to see. Okay, so class, this is called complainant. Okay, now what is complaint? Complaint means basically the complainant person complain. So under the Consumer Protection Act, let's talk about what is complaint. What are the defective, when we just purchase the goods and this one take the services, and if any defectives come, so that's come under the complaint. Now see, what is complaint? Any allegation in writing made by complainant for obtaining any relief that is provided by or under this act, that unfair contract, unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices, okay, has been adopted by any trader or service provider. The goods bought by him, agreed to be bought by him, suffer from one or more defect. The services hired, suppose if we hire any car, and avail or agreed to be hired, availed by him suffer from any deficiency, or a trader, service provider, as the case may be, has been charged for the goods and services, okay, that is fixed by or under any law, displayed on the goods or any package, displayed on the price list exhibited by him, or agreed between the party. That's great. Divya ma'am, proud of you. I know that you will clear the exam. Okay, that's great. So ma'am, whenever we just conduct the success party, you have to come. Okay, and in most probably in January we will conduct. Okay, so you have to come. So guys, this is called complaint. So this is very, very much important. See, that is called complaint. Okay, this is complaint. Done? Next. Some more things are there. The goods which are hazardous to life and safety when used, okay, in contravention of standard relating to the safety of such goods, okay, where the trader know that the goods so suffered are unsafe, the service which are hazardous or likely to be hazardous, and the claim of product liability action lies against the product manufacturer. So these are the complaint class. These are the complaint. See, first, second, third, fourth. Okay, this is fifth, sixth, seventh. So 7 points are there, class. Let's talk about the complaint. So this is important. This is important, guys. Done? Next, what is consumer? So consumer, that is a very simple definition. So consumer means the person who buy any goods for the consideration, okay? For the consideration, hire or avail any services for consideration. So this is the one word to understand the definition of consumer. So consumer, now you can just study the whole paragraph. Otherwise, I have already ticked the main thing. So consumer means any person who buy any goods for consideration which has been paid or promised or partially paid, partially promised under any system of deferred payment, include any user of such goods other than the person who buys such goods consideration, partly paid, partly promised, or any system deferred payment. That is called consumer. And service. So this sentence talk about services, this sentence talk about the goods. That's it. See. So this is important. Now, what is consumer dispute? Dispute where the person against whom a complaint has been made denies or disputes the allegation contained in the complaint. This is called consumer dispute. That is important. That is important. What is consumer rights? Right to be protected against the marketing of goods. Okay, consumer rights. We have already done 6 points. So right to be protected. I will just highlight the points. Right to be protected. Right to be informed. First of all, I will highlight then. Right to be assured. Right to be heard. Right to seek redressal. Right to consumer awareness. So class, this is your 6 rights of the consumer. So now what is written here? Right to be protected against the marketing of goods, product and services which is hazardous to life and property. That is right to be protected. Right to be informed. Suppose we have a right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard, and the price of goods, product, services, etc. Right to be informed. Next, right to be assured wherever possible access to the variety of goods, product and services at competitive price. That is important. Okay. Right to be heard, to be assured that consumer interest will receive due consideration at appropriate forum. Right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices, restrictive trade practices, or unscrupulous exploitation of the consumer, and right to consumer awareness. So this is very, very much important. Okay, so there are 6 rights, guys. There are 6 rights of the consumer. Done? 6 rights of the consumer. What is defect? Defect means any fault, imperfection, shortcoming in the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard which is required to be maintained by under any law for the time being in force or under any contract express or implied or claimed by the trader in any manner. This is called defect. So when we purchase anything, that's come under the defective way. What is e-commerce? buying or selling goods and services including digital product over digital and electronic network. This is called e-commerce. So now this Consumer Protection Act also apply in the e-commerce services. That is important. Okay. So defect e-commerce. If I say you that what are the important points, important this, so the important advertisement is not important. Complainant definition is important. Complaint is important. Consumer definition is important. Consumer right is important. These are the important terms that you have to learn. Now, what is goods? Goods means every kind of movable property, includes food as defined under subsection this of Food and Safety Standard Act 2006. So this is the definition of goods. That's it. Done, class? So this is the definition of goods. Okay. Now let's start with the next. What is misleading advertisement? Misleading means that if any good and services we are purchasing that is falsely describe such product and services, false guarantee, convey express or implied representation which if made by the manufacturer, seller, service provider would constitute the unfair trade practice, and deliberately conceal. Conceal means to hide the important information. This is called mislead advertisement. That is important. Mislead advertisement. Person, individual, firm, Hindu undivided family, cooperative society, an association of person, any corporation, any artificial, judicial person. So these are the person, but that is not important. That is not important. Whatever the definition that is important, I have already highlighted you. That is consumer rights, definition of consumer, what is complaint, what is complainant, that's it. So this is your what important points, okay, that can be come in the form of question. Okay, now what is restrictive trade practice? This is already come in your exam. Already come in your exam. So what is restrictive trade practices? That is basically manipulated of price. One word to remember. Manipulated of price, that is called restrictive trade practices. Okay, one word to remember. Service of any description which is made available to the potential user and includes not limited to the provision of facilities in connection. So services is basically that we just give to the people. Okay. Now, the insolvency and bankruptcy code. What is insolvency? If a person is not able to pay the money, this is called insolvency. And what is bankruptcy? When the court declares that that person is not able to pay the money, this is called bankruptcy. So this is the exact definition of the term insolvency and bankruptcy code. Now, let's understand the next one. What is bench? Bench includes of adjudicating authority. This is called bench. Adjudicating authority. Because in insolvency and bankruptcy matter, what are the adjudicating authority? DRT, and NCLT. These are the adjudicating authority under this one. Excellent, ma'am. So under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, okay, this DRT and NCLT is the adjudicating authority. Okay, what is charge? As we know that any interest lien that is created on the property or asset of the company of its undertaking, this is called charge. Suppose if a borrower is not able to pay the money, if the borrower is not able to pay the money, so in that case, the borrower is but obvious have given the security to the person, to the creditor. So on that security, whatever the interest and lien that is created, that is called charge. So this is very example. Corporate person defined in clause 20 of section 2 of Company Act 2013. See, corporate person. Corporate debtor who owe a debt. That is called corporate debtor. And those candidates who are just seeing this session in the recorded form, do not forget to ask any question if you feel. You can ask any question, guys. Okay? You can ask any question. Because concept clarity is the first priority. What is creditor? Creditor means any person who wants money. That is called creditor. Debt, any liability and obligation. That is called debt. Default, non-payment of debt. That is called default. Okay, if I am not able to pay the money, ma'am, after CAIIB, what to do? Divya ma'am, after CAIIB, you have a certain certification course, ma'am. You can do that course because that will also benefit for you. And ma'am, for more detail in certification, you can please ask this question to the Suprabha ma'am because she is the this banker. So she will tell you in a better way that which certification course will be better for you, ma'am. Because ma'am, Divya ma'am, after CAIIB, mainly banker do the certification course. Okay, ma'am, you can just ask me the link of Suprabha ma'am in the Telegram ID. Financial institution, that is also the authority in which we just demand the money. Okay, so it's include scheduled bank, financial institution, okay, public financial institution and such other institution. That is your definition of this one. Okay, next, insolvency professional. Insolvency professional is one of the pillar of IBC. So these professionals, a person enroll under section 206 with the insolvency professional agency. That's it. Information utility, this is also the pillar, this is also the pillar. Just like the government have three pillars: legislature, executive and judiciary. So IBC also have a 4 pillar: adjudicating authority, insolvency professional, information utility, and the last one is IBBI. Okay, a person who is registered with the board as an information utility. What is person? Individual, Hindu unit family, company, trust, partnership, LLP or any other entity. That is called person. Property includes money, good, actionable claim, land, every description of property, that is called property. What is secured creditor? The creditor in favor of whom security interest is created. Secured interest, security interest, rights, title, interest, claim to property created in the favor of secured creditor. Because secured creditor wants money, so whatever interest that is created on the security, that is called security interest. Transfer include sale, purchase, exchange, mortgage, pledge, gift, loan, etc. Transfer of property, any property include transfer of any interest in the property and creation of any charge upon the property. Prevention of Money Laundering Act, we do not have to learn the definition. Why? Because in Prevention of Money Laundering Act, no definition is there. And the one thing I just want to say you that in the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, no definition of Money Laundering Act is there. No definition of Money Laundering Act is there. This is very important. So as you can easily see, in genuinely Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the in the various act we are seeing the 10 to 12 important terms, but in this act we do not have to learn the definition terms. Now, no definition in tax law, because in the tax law we have just learned about the income tax, about the GST, about the PAN card. So that's why we do not have to learn the definition in the tax law also. And no definition in Banking Regulation Act 1949, because in this act whatever the important sections are there, we only have to focus on the important concept. So that's why these three acts, no need to learn the definition. Is that okay? Now let's start with the remaining. Module B, Payment and Settlement Act 2007. So what exactly this? The Payment and Settlement Act, basically, suppose Google Pay is there, Phone Pay is there, Paytm is there. So right now we all people are depend upon the online system in the transaction of money. Right now we all are depend. So class, but that is also regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. So in the Payment and Settlement Act, basically we have to learn about how the Reserve Bank of India maintain and what are the other authority for this one. Okay, now see, what is bank? Bank is basically, that's included in the second schedule to the Reserve Bank of India. It include Post Office Saving Bank, Banking Company, Cooperative Bank and such other bank. So this is the definition of bank that is in the Payment and System Act. C class. So how the question can become? 5 points are there. So the definition term of bank in Payment and Settlement Act, 3 options will be given and 1 wrong option will be given. So you have to tick mark on the wrong option. So this can become in the form of question class. This is the definition of bank. Is that okay? Next one. What is electronic fund? Electronic means basically without physical handover, without physical transfer of money. Okay, so electronic fund transfer means any transfer of fund which is initiated by person by the way of instruction, authorization, order to a bank to debit, credit an account maintained with the bank through the electronic means. It means we are not transferring the money in a physical mode. Through electronically, through online, we are transferring the money. So this is called electronic fund. Okay, transfer means any transfer of fund which is initiated by person by the way of instruction, authorization, order of a bank to debit or credit account maintained with the bank through the electronic means. C class. We know that through Google Pay, you can transfer the money through A person to B person, but there is a relation of bank, then only the Google Pay will also work. Okay, so online transaction doesn't mean the online company is transferring the money. No, there is a involvement of bank also. Without bank, without the connection of the bank, these company cannot do the work. Okay, so that's it. And what includes, as you can easily see, that includes point of sale transfer, automated teller machine transaction, direct deposit, withdrawal of funds, transfer of initiated by telephone, internet, card payment, etc. So this is called electronic fund. What is GSS? Gross Settlement System, the payment in which each settlement of fund or securities occur on the basis of separate individual instruction. C class. Gross settlement system, the system in which each settlement of fund and security occur on the basis of separate and individual, that is instruction. What is notification? That come in the official gazette, that is called notification. What is payment instruction? Any instrument, instrument means document, authorization, order in any form including electronic means to effect a payment by person to a system participant, by system participant to another system participant. That's it. This is called payment instruction. This is called payment instruction. Okay guys, next one. What is payment obligation? Obligation is the duty. So means indebtedness that is owned by one system participant to the another system participant as a result of clearing and settlement of one and more payment instruction. And what is payment system? The system that enable payment to be effected between a payer and a beneficiary involving clearing, payment or settlement service, all them, but does not include stock exchange. So payment system is basically your Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, etc. So these systems are also controlled by the RBI. Okay. Now, system participant, that means a bank or any other person participating in payment system and include the system provider. And what is system provider? A person who operates an authorized payment system, that is called system provider. So this is very, very much important. This is very, very much important. Got it guys? Now, module B. Now guys, Foreign Exchange Management Act. So FEMA Act is basically how to manage the foreign exchange if we want to import, export anything from India or outside India. So FEMA Act is basically this one. In this act also, RBI and your ED is the main authority who just regulate, that is RBI, and investigate, that is ED in this act. Okay, so what is FEMA? Authorized person means authorized dealer, money changer, offshore banking unit, any other person for the time being in authorized, this one. Authorized person include the company, money changer company, or any bank or any sponsor bank that's come under the authorized person. What is authorized officer? Officer of Enforcement Directorate. Officer of Enforcement Directorate. What is capital account transaction? And first of all, what is currency? So currency include all currency note, postal order, money order, check, whatever the things, draft, traveler check, letter of credit, everything include in the term currency. What is capital account transaction? The capital account transaction is basically, there are two types of transaction. The first is capital, the second is current. Okay. C class, current account transaction, and this is your capital. So both things I will explain you in the same manner. If I talk about the current, see, current account transaction, capital account transaction. In the current, money will go, never come back, or either money will come, never go back. But in capital, money will go, money will come back. So this is the process, or this is the one word to remember. If I talk about the example of current account transaction, so in the current account transaction, guys, if you just go for the foreign travel, education, medical care. Suppose if you spent the money in USA for the education, so the money will not come back. So the money will not come back. This is called current account transaction. And what is capital? Suppose the best example of this is loan. The loan will come back. In this one, medical expenses, traveling, etc. So I think the concept is clear to all of you. Okay. Currency note means include cash in the form of coins and banknote. This is called currency note. This is called class what? Currency note. Done? What is foreign currency? Other than Indian currency is called foreign currency. That is so simple. What is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange means foreign currency and includes deposit, credit, balance payable in any form of foreign currency, draft, traveler's check, letter of credit, bill of exchange, express drawn in Indian currency but payable in any foreign currency. So foreign currency is basically that is related to the foreign currency. So foreign exchange is basically that is related to the foreign currency. That's it. Okay, so this is easy. What is Indian currency? Which is express drawn in India rupees but does not include special bank notes and the special 1 rupee note. That is called Indian currency. Person means individual, Hindu undivided family, company, firm, association of person, or every artificial that is belong to company. So these person include in the definition of person. That is important. That is important. Person. What is person resident in India? Okay. The person residing in India for more than 182 days during the course of preceding financial year but does not include. So I will not explain first of all this one. First of all, we have to study the person resident in India. So this is the first point. Any person, body corporate, registered incorporated in India, an office, branch, agency in India, owned and controlled by person resident outside India, or an office, branch, agency outside India, owned and controlled by person resident in India. So these are the 4 person that includes in the definition of this one. C class. That's include in the definition of person resident in India. Now, which person will not include in the definition? The person who has gone out of India and who stay outside India. That will not include person resident in India. See, person who has come to stay in India in either case, otherwise then for and taking employment in India, for carrying or India any business. It means that basically do not want to stay in India, do not want to do any business, or just do not want to stay in India. That's it. So these person will not include in this one, or any other person, a purpose in such circumstance as would indicate his intention to stay in India for an uncertain period. So this is the exact definition. This is the exact definition, guys. Is that okay? So this is very much important. Repatriate to India, that is so simple. Repatriate means X person is there, Y person is there. No, suppose this is India. X person exchange $1,000, okay, and just spent in USA, but $2,000 left. So when X will take back this $2,000 in India, this is called repatriate to India, means bringing into India the released foreign exchange. This is called repatriate to India. A very simple definition. A very simple definition of repatriate to India, guys. This is important. This is important. Got it? And the Reserve Bank of India, that is too much easy. What is bank? Reserve Bank of India constituted by this act. Central Board of Director of the bank. Deposit Insurance Corporation, that is established under this act. That is so much easy. And no need to learn this one. Development Bank, what is Exim Bank? What is foreign currency, foreign exchange, Industrial Finance Corporation, International Development Association? These definition terms are not important. International Financial Corporation, International Monetary Fund, and International Bank of this one, National Bank, National Housing Bank, Reconstruction Bank, rupees coin. So these are the bank which is established under the specific act, as you can easily see that. So no need to remember these bank. Just always remember that whatever the bank is established, every bank have to follow the Banking Regulation Act, and if they have a separate act, that is for their constitution's duties, but for the regulation